Have you ever heard a sentence so simple, yet it made your heart pause? He said it with a smile, maybe even a soft voice, but deep inside, something didn't feel right. Your body tensed, your gut whispered, and still you ignored it, hoping it was just overthinking. But it wasn't. That wasn't overthinking. That was your spirit trying to warn you. This isn't love. This is a trap wrapped in charm. It's not always the actions that hurt the most in relationships. Sometimes it's the words, the hidden meanings, the subtle digs, the quiet control behind casual sentences. A man can say just a few words and shift your entire world if you're not paying attention. And if you let it slide once, it becomes a pattern. That's how many queens fall. One sentence at a time, one excuse at a time, until the mirror no longer shows the woman they once were. Words are seeds. They grow into what you water. If his words make you question your worth, your value, your voice, then he's planting doubt where there should be confidence. And that's a red flag, queen. Imagine being a rose. You don't shout. You don't run after the gardener. You stand tall. You bloom. And if he doesn't know how to care for something rare, he will lose the beauty that once stood in his garden. He will go chasing weeds and wonder why the scent no longer moves his soul. Because a rose that is ignored too long stops blooming for him and starts blooming for herself. There are things a man will say that might sound harmless, but listen closely. When he tells you you're too emotional, he's not asking for peace. He's asking for silence. When he says, "You're lucky I'm with you," he's not praising you. He's warning you. And when he says, "No one else will love you like I do," that's not devotion. It's control dressed up as care. This isn't about hate. It's about awareness. It's about love that uplifts, not love that shrinks you down to size. A man who sees your power will speak to your power. A man who fears your shine will try to dim it with backhanded compliments and disguised disrespect. And that's exactly why this message matters. Because you are not here to decode confusion. You are not here to be talked down to. You are not here to translate pain into patience. You are here to rise. And queens, yes, queens, once you understand the language of red flags, you'll never entertain a man who speaks in warnings ever again. If this message stirred something inside you, if it made you pause, reflect, or even wipe away a quiet tear, then don't leave without showing love. Like this video, queens, and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard, day and night, to bring you truth, healing, and strength, because you deserve content that speaks to your soul, protects your heart, and reminds you of the queen you've always been. Number 1. You're too sensitive. He said it with a shrug, maybe even a smirk, as if your emotions were a burden, not a reflection of how deeply you love, as if your tears made you weak instead of showing your strength. But what if I told you that line wasn't casual? It was a test to see if he could silence your truth, a test to see if you would bend just to stay close to a man who doesn't understand the weight of your heart. When a man says this, he's not comforting you. He's trying to shrink you. He's trying to tell you, in his own twisted way, that your pain is inconvenient, that your feelings are flawed. But what he doesn't know is this: the woman he's calling too sensitive is the very woman who could have shown him a love that most men will never know again. Because feeling deeply is not a weakness, it's a power. And queens are not numb. they are alive. There's a quote that says, "She was made of storm and still danced in the rain." That's you. You feel it all, the joy, the hurt, the confusion, the clarity, and the right man will never use that against you. He will protect it like treasure. But the wrong one. He'll call it too much because he's not enough. Think of a lightning strike. It's intense, it's powerful, it lights up the sky and shakes the earth. But it's rare and unforgettable. That's your heart, that's your energy. And he wanted soft candlelight because he couldn't handle the storm. But you were never meant to dim your lightning just to make a weak man feel safe in his shadows. Now is the moment, beautiful woman, to rise. Not in silence, but in self-worth. Because if he couldn't love you when you were honest about your emotions, he didn't deserve you at all. And the next time a man tries to reduce your light, remember this: you are not too sensitive. He is too dull to feel anything real. Write this in the comments and claim it. My emotions are not a flaw. They are my crown. Let the world know you're done apologizing for your heart. And if this message opened your eyes or gave you back a piece of your strength, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to create these life-changing truths for you, Queen, because this isn't just content, it's your awakening. Number 2. You're lucky I'm with you. Have you ever heard that line and felt the ground shift beneath your feet, not in awe, but in insult? He didn't say it as a joke. He didn't say it in passing. He said it like he meant it, like you were the one chasing him, like you should be thankful just to be beside him. That one sentence doesn't just bruise your heart. It tries to rewrite your worth. And if you're not careful, you start believing it. You start lowering yourself to fit inside the tiny space he's offering. But listen closely. Any man who makes you feel like you're lucky just to be with him has already revealed his truth. He doesn't see you as a partner. He sees you as a prop, a placeholder, a convenience. That sentence isn't confidence, it's control. As the old saying goes, the moment you accept less than you deserve, you teach him how to treat you. You weren't made to shrink beside him. You were made to shine next to someone who knows your value and never has to remind you of it with prideful words. Real love doesn't come with reminders of how grateful you should be. It comes with actions that say, "I'm honored to stand next to you." Imagine a crown sitting quietly on a throne. It doesn't announce its worth. It doesn't ask to be worn. It simply exists, powerful, untouchable. Now imagine a man looking at that crown, laughing and saying, "That crown is lucky I chose it." What kind of king says that? Not a real one. Because a real man never competes with his queen. He builds an empire with her. You see, that line, "You're lucky I'm with you," isn't love. It's a warning. It's an alarm bell wrapped in charm. When a man speaks like that, what he's really saying is, "I want you to feel beneath me, so you never ask for more." But, beautiful woman, you were never beneath him. You just forgot how high you were already standing. So now, let's remind you, you are not lucky to be with him. He was lucky you even gave him a chance. Write this in the comments and claim your power. I am not lucky. He was. We are working hard to create these lessons because you deserve truth, healing, and the kind of love that never comes with guilt. Number 3. My ex was crazy. The moment he says that, pause. Not because of what he said, but because of what he didn't say. He didn't talk about his mistakes. He didn't reflect on what went wrong. He didn't grow. He blamed. And that, Queens, is your signal. That one sentence may seem like a throwaway comment, like he's just trying to make conversation, but read between the lines. He's not revealing her flaws. He's revealing his inability to take accountability. When a man labels every woman in his past as crazy, ask yourself, what does that say about him? If every bridge is burned, it's time to wonder who's holding the matches, because what he says about his past is exactly what he will say about you when you're gone. Let that sink in. There's a quote that fits this perfectly. The way he speaks about his past is the map to your future. If he speaks of chaos, disrespect, and madness, but never once mentions growth or lessons learned, he's not healed. He's hiding. And you, my dear, are not here to be the next woman he tears apart with his tongue. Imagine a man walking into a museum, looking at a shattered sculpture and blaming the art for its own damage. That's what he's doing. He's telling you, I destroy things, and I call it self-defense. And if you let him, he'll turn your light into the next story he uses to protect his ego. You deserve a partner who respects the past, even when it's messy. A man who has done the work. A man who says, it ended, but I learned. Not, she was crazy. Because only a weak man speaks like that. A real man protects what he once loved, even in silence. And now, Queen, it's time to remember who you are. You are not a replacement. You are not a project. You are not a blank canvas for him to paint his wounds on. You are the art, the masterpiece, the crown. Write this in the comments and claim it. I am not his next excuse. Let the world know you are done being the cleanup crew for a man who refuses to grow. We are working endlessly to bring you the lessons that protect your heart and prepare your crown. Because your peace is power, and Queens, we rise. Number 4. You're overthinking it. Have you ever heard him say, you're overthinking it, right when your gut was screaming that something wasn't right? Not loud, not dramatic, just calm, dismissive. That one line has broken more women than open disrespect ever could. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't call you names. But he quietly made you question your own mind, your own truth. And that, Queen, is exactly what makes it dangerous, because it sounds harmless. But what he's really doing is trying to convince you to abandon your own intuition, the very thing that's been trying to protect your heart. It starts small. He does something that doesn't sit right with you. You ask, you express, and instead of an honest conversation, he looks at you with a smirk and says, you're just overthinking it. Just like that, the focus shifts. Suddenly it's not about what he did, it's about how you feel. And now you're stuck wondering if maybe you are too much. But you're not. You are just aware. And that awareness is not the problem. It's the threat to his control. Gaslighting isn't always loud. Sometimes it sounds like love with a question mark. That's how it begins. It chips away at you. But Queen, you are not crazy. You are not emotional for asking to be respected. And you're not dramatic for wanting truth. Imagine a compass in the hands of a traveler. It spins wildly when thrown off by outside interference. But the moment you remove the magnet, it points north again. True, steady, clear. That's you. Your mind has always known the way. He's just the magnet that's been trying to make you lose your direction. Now is the time to trust yourself again. If his words make you shrink, pause, or feel small, that's not love. It's a red flag waving right in front of your face. A real man will never make you feel wrong for feeling. He won't try to twist your reality to make his comfort easier. You don't need to silence your thoughts just to keep his peace. Dear Queen, your clarity is your crown, your gut is your guard, and your mind, that's your kingdom. Protect it, rule it, never doubt it again. Write this in the comments and claim it. My intuition is not overthinking, it's protection. If this message opened your eyes, if it helped you see things you were told to ignore, then like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here, working hard to bring you powerful, healing truths, because you were never meant to question your worth. You were born to reign. Number 5. Why can't you be more like her? He says it like it's a suggestion, like it's just a thought, but inside that one line is 1,000 cuts, 1,000 comparisons, 1,000 ways he's trying to tell you, you are not enough. That sentence doesn't push you to grow, it pushes you to shrink. And for what? To fit into his version of a woman who doesn't even exist. A man who truly loves you will never try to replace your light with a shadow of someone else. A woman should never have to compete with another woman in her own relationship. The moment he starts comparing you, he stops seeing you. And the saddest part, he doesn't even realize what he's doing. But you feel it, in your chest, in your self-worth, in that voice that whispers, maybe I'm not good enough. But Queen, you are not here to be anyone else. You are not a mirror of her. You are a masterpiece of your own. You can't compare the moon to the sun. They shine when it's their time. That's you. Your glow isn't wrong. It's just not for him anymore. He wants a version of you that's easier to control, easier to explain, easier to compare. But here's the truth. When he said that, he disqualified himself, because any man who wants you to become someone else doesn't deserve the woman you already are. Think of a garden. One flower does not beg to be a rose just because the man walking by prefers red. A sunflower doesn't shrink because he compliments the lilies. It stands tall anyway, turning toward the light, blooming with power. That is what you must do now. Let him chase what he thinks he wants, because one day he'll realize that imitation love doesn't come with real roots. And by then, you'll be blooming in a garden where you are watered, not withered. You are not a placeholder. You are not the next best thing. And if he couldn't see the beauty in you while you were standing right in front of him, that's not your loss, Queen. That's his. Write this in the comments and claim it. I won't shrink to fit into his fantasy. Let the world know you are done being compared, done being reshaped, done being second-guessed. We're here, working hard to bring you life-changing lessons, because queens like you were never meant to be compared. You were meant to reign. Number 6. I don't believe in labels. He says, I don't believe in labels. And it sounds smooth, doesn't it? Like he's trying to keep things natural, easy, simple. But deep down, it feels like a door slowly closing in your face. That's not romance speaking. That's a man trying to enjoy the warmth of your love without offering the shelter of commitment. He wants the benefits of a relationship, but not the responsibility. And queens, that's not love. That's a warning sign, dressed up in charm. You give your time, you give your loyalty, you give your heart, and he keeps his options. That's not balance. It's betrayal in slow motion. A man who says he doesn't believe in labels is really saying, I want to do what I want, without being held accountable for how it affects you. He doesn't want freedom. He wants permission to confuse you without consequence. As the saying goes, if you can't define it, you can't protect it. And if he refuses to define what you are to him, it's because he doesn't plan on protecting what you give to him. Real men don't fear labels. They fear losing a good woman who finally realizes she deserves better. Think of a house without a name on the mailbox. Anyone can walk in, anyone can leave. Nothing is claimed, nothing is respected. That's what it's like when a man refuses to name your relationship. You feel unclaimed, invisible, replaceable. And queens, you were never born to live in the background of a man's life story. You are the story. A woman like you should never have to guess where she stands. A man who's serious about you will not hesitate to call you his, not because you forced it, but because he values you, honors you, chooses you. And if he's too afraid of a word like girlfriend, partner, or wife, then he's already telling you how temporary he plans to be. So hear this, beautiful queen. You are not asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong man. The one who can't give a name to what you are will never be strong enough to hold who you become. Write this in the comments and claim it. If he can't define it, he can't have me. Let the world know you are done settling for confusion, done being the almost, done living unclaimed. We are working hard to bring you real truth, real lessons, and real power. Because queens like you were never meant to beg. You were meant to reign. Number 7. I'm just being honest. He said, I'm just being honest. But why did it feel like a punch wrapped in politeness? Why did your heart sink instead of feeling safe? That phrase, so simple, so casual, can be a weapon when used by the wrong man. It sounds like truth, but it often hides something darker. He says he's being real with you, but really, he's tearing you down and calling it love. This is not honesty. This is cruelty dressed up in a calm tone, because honesty without care is just another form of control. When he uses that line to shame your feelings, your body, your dreams, your boundaries, it's not about being honest. It's about making you feel small while he stands tall. And that, beautiful lady, is not love. That's a red flag burning right in front of you. There's a saying, the truth doesn't need to hurt to be real. And that's what a healthy relationship looks like. A man who truly values you will speak the truth to build you, not to break you. He will correct with love, not with arrogance. He will guide, not guilt. Because a man who's proud of his heart will protect yours. Think of a knife. In the hands of a chef, it prepares a beautiful meal. In the hands of the wrong person, it becomes dangerous. Honesty is that knife. When a man uses it to hurt instead of to heal, he's not loving you. He's controlling you. Watch how he speaks. Watch what he chooses to say in your most vulnerable moments. That's when you'll see who he truly is. And now, let me speak to the one reading this, the woman who was once called too much, too emotional, too dramatic, under the name of honesty. You are none of those things. You are whole. You are powerful. You are wise. You are not too much. He was just too little to handle all that fire. Now is the moment you rise, not to fight him, but to stop shrinking for him, because you don't owe your light to a man who's afraid to see you shine. You are not here to be corrected into silence. You are here to reign. Write this in the comments and claim it. His honesty doesn't define me. Queens, if this message spoke to your soul, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you truth, healing, and the strength to walk away from anything that makes you feel less than royal.